And we are back to another episode of Three Count.
Three Count Nation. Baby.
Yes. I am one of your lovely hosts, the masterful KT.
And I am the legendary Jonald Penn.
And today we are doing a rundown, a preview of this weekend's Money in the Bank, which is here in the city. We aren't going.
I forgot to get tickets. Oh man, I had it on my calendar. How did my calendar is not giving my notifications?
Well, I mean, I think your calendar may have been helpful to you by not reminding you, because honestly, this card is not worth your money in the bank.
I was gonna do the
nice.
Right here.
Bam! I love it.
I was gonna do the entire WWE weekend though.
Oh,
yeah.
That would have been okay.
Yeah,
okay.
I made a note of it and everything. Completely forgot. Like I never got the reminder or anything. Damn, because I put a thing on my calendar for when they go on sale.
Yeah,
Fuck.
and you know that actually now there are still tickets available for Saturday for NXT, and I kind of was planning on looking at that when I get paid Friday just to see if there was anything just like kind of cheapy. But yeah, I know. And the hell, I can't see them selling out that Money in the Bank. I mean,
nah.
I just can't. I mean, if we're being real, we probably could still do both, but I mean, is it? I think that's a discussion for another time about like, is going to a WWE or NXT show? Well, no, maybe more so in WWE show. Is that worth your time right now? Because I think there is a discussion to be had about that. Kind of just based on what I saw on Raw and Smackdown, which we will get into, and just kind of looking at the overall card for Money in the Bank. I mean, it's kind of weird trying to navigate the WWE's future with some of their stars and how they're kind of putting them over.
Or not,
right? So, do we just want to get into the what the card's going to be? Do you want to talk about Raw and SmackDown?
Let's do the go-home show first.
Okay.
On Raw and SmackDown, and then we could go into the actual card.
Okay.
Raw was weird. Like, I don't get it. Why are you starting the show with people on the ladder? Like, it didn't look cool 2 years ago. Mm-hmm. It's not looking cool 2 years later because you added women to the mix. It's still cheesy, still overly scripted. You need to stop it. You need to literally stop it.
So, how long did that even last? Was that like the first? So lately, Raw has been. They'll start off with 5 minutes of promo, and then there's like a 25-minute match.
I don't know times.
Okay, I honestly, the only reason I've been able to time it is because the match has literally gone to like 2 commercial breaks, and I'm just happening to look at my phone. It's 7:30, and the match it's been on for almost like 15 minutes, 20 minutes. Like it didn't seem like they did that. Did they
set up 2 different matches.
Okay. Yeah, they had 2 fatal 4-ways in there, right? Okay. I think they did the women's first, if I remember correctly. Yeah. The women's was first.
And the men's closed the show out. Because the women closed the show on SmackDown, so.
Equality.
Lord forbid you give women the main event on 2 shows.
Yeah, just a little bit of equality. Yo, did you? So speaking of a sidebar, so I guess there was the women's conference, and like, I don't know if you saw this, that like Stephanie and Charlotte and a couple other women from the WWE were on stage talking about the women's revolution, and I guess Charlotte kind of said that she alluded that there needs to still kind of be more women in like in some part of like of the WWE there was lacking, and Stephanie tried to correct her and said there is, and it's like there isn't. Like Stephanie tried to correct Charlotte on stage, and on Twitter people were like, well, Charlotte's still right. There still aren't enough women within professional wrestling beyond just wrestling. Yeah. And so there's still work to be done in terms of like actually giving women the chance to do more than just be in the ring, but also being behind the scenes with creative and not necessarily just doing makeup, I'm assuming, as well, but also actually like working as agents and things of that nature exactly. I think that's still like, I think that's what Charlotte was getting at, and I think Stephanie tried to like cut her off, which is kind of bogus, because I mean, you can't. I mean, for as much as they've talked about the women's revolution, and Stephanie McMahon tried to make herself the one who's done it, I think it's still been the women like Charlotte Flair, like the Becky Lynches, the Sasha Banks, who have really tried to do more for the company, and I hope that there's more to come, and maybe Stephanie trying to cut her off is her saying, okay, we're working on that. Like, don't let everybody know what we're trying to figure.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But it kind of came off bogus. But just to get back to Raw, I'm gonna keep it real with you, Chief. I watched bits and pieces of Raw, because you said, it started off weird, with the stuff on the ladder, and as soon as I saw that, it was just kind of like, here's how Raw was kind of started off for me. I was on Twitter a couple hours before Raw, and nothing about the show was talked about beyond like Jinder Mahal wrestling Roman Reigns, which was a bait and switch, which we'll get into later. But the big thing they were talking about was Baron Corbin getting a haircut. Like, that was the news of the day, Monday of go home week for Monday Night Raw, was that Baron Corbin got a haircut. And if that's the thing that they're trying to like make a big deal about, it's just like, well, if you're gonna make a big deal about Baron Corbin getting a haircut, you could have put him in a hair match and made us actually care.
I think,
as opposed to just saying that. Like,
Brian Zane actually said that too on his Who Wore It Better.
Yeah,
he said the same thing. I was like, yeah, that's true, but would anyone care to see it fucking?
And that's the thing. That's immediately like, nobody would like. That's such an old school thing. And the last one that I cared about was the one with Edge and Kurt Angle, because Kurt Angle was hilarious once he got his head shaved.
Dude,
that was great stuff.
Oh, that was a minute ago too. That was like, what, 2002?
Yes, ding, right on the nose. Yes.
Oh man, he had that. Wow, he had the toupee.
Yes, with the wrestling straps over the. Yes. That stuff was great. Absolutely.
That was great.
Oh, but like, there's. Okay.
Would the Battle of the Billionaires be considered a hair versus hair?
They did. So that was that was before that though, right? Was it after?
That was 2009, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, there was. But it was. Yeah, it was basically a hair versus hair match, but except it was Trump and McMahon basically. Let's hear more of the other parts. What did you think of Drew and Ziggler still trying to like? Okay, if they're a tag team, what happened to AOP? Remember when AOP was supposed to be the next big thing with the tag team division?
They are MIA.
The AOP and Sandy have yet to see either one. They were called up.
Well, AOP actually had 4 matches. They actually had matches. Sandy has only appeared at live events over the past 2 weekends.
Ugh.
So Sandy is just now getting on the live event scene. They haven't even been on TV, and AOP literally like disappeared off the face of the earth.
Yeah.
There's a rumor going around though.
So, well, what's the rumor? Dish, daddy.
That Roman Reigns may team up with the Authors of Pain and create this Samoan SWAT team or Samoan Shield or some shit.
The Samoan Shield. Is this? Okay. Wait, I feel like we sort of talked about this before in our pre-show talk on Monday. Maybe we didn't, and maybe I kind of heard this rumor as well, just not from you, and I'm thinking about it again. Because I think it's a cool idea in theory, but I just can't imagine, and with just the way creative has been doing things lately, if they'll make it work right. If they're just trying to make Roman Reigns a heel again, great, do it, because AOP, they aren't faces. AOP they're tanks. They're built to destroy.
They don't give a crap about anybody.
Exactly, they should be there to just be his muscle, his extra
more muscle.
Exact, dude. If that's how if that's the way to just make people either really love or really hate Roman Reigns, fine. But like this in-betweener thing where like they're trying to make it seem like, oh yeah, this is the WWE's fault that he's not the champion. Like, he's the true champion. It's like, no, wait, Jinder's the reason he's not champion, because he's not in the Money in the Bank. It's like, no. Just give Roman Reigns something concrete to work with right now. That's the thing that I kind of have a problem with as somebody looking at the Roman Reigns experiment. Is it even an experiment? Just the Roman Reigns.
It's
Roman Reigns saga. The story of Roman Reigns.
It's the new era.
Just either let him be a heel or let him be a babyface, and they're clearly not working the babyface angle well enough because they just aren't. It's just not happening. The fans are they're not even split. I think there's the live crowd likes him. I think the live crowd, whenever you see a live crowd like a Raw, whenever he's on Raw, I think there's more cheering than booing. I feel like, but everything online, Twitter, every social media space leads me to believe that Roman Reigns is still is still in the minority in terms of being enjoyed being appreciated as a babyface, essentially. So I hope that's a rumor. Usually I listen to some of the rumors you tell me, I'm like, nah, that can't happen. That though, I want that to be real. I want that to be something that comes down the pipeline for us, and it doesn't have to happen Sunday. Maybe they build up to it for SummerSlam, but
I mean,
let that cook. I like that.
Like I told you a few months ago that I don't ever think it was the Roman Reigns story that WWE's been building. It's always been the story of Seth Rollins. It's just that Roman Reigns has been put in the picture.
See, I think, because I kind of agree with you, but I think it's on accident. I think the Seth Rollins story is WWE isn't doing that on purpose. It's just happening that way because Seth Rollins is just that damn good at what he does, especially since he's become back from injury. He's made himself be the man, essentially.
Yeah, again.
And, I mean, let's be real. In terms of the Shield, if I'm ranking them, Roman Reigns is still third. I think Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins have more charisma than Roman. I think the way that they approach their styles on the mic, you definitely know you can tell me a Seth Rollins promo. You could tell me how Seth Rollins goes about getting his point across. Same could be said for Dean Ambrose. I mean, Dean Ambrose is a nutcase, and it comes across in all the things, in all the in all the things he does. I mean, one of my favorite Dean Ambrose memories is when he comes out with the hot dog cart. Right? There's a Dean Ambrose promo that everybody has that they remember. I also like the one where he had when they were in New York, he came out in a cop's hat. He had New York cop attire on. He is his gimmick. He's crazy. He's crazy. He is, and that's what can you really say about Roman Reigns? Someday
he's big.
He's
not even that big. Dean Ambrose is taller than him.
And that's the thing too. Sometimes Roman Reigns will come off cool, cocky. You get it.
Yeah.
And then sometimes it's I don't. What are you talking about?
Real talk. His character is not a babyface.
No, I agree.
I don't, and it's not his fault. Roman Reigns is amazing. It's just he shouldn't be out there for the cheers.
No.
And he himself admits it. He knows he's not already he's not a good guy. He is booed.
Yeah.
So it's he knows. It's just the story that's being played out for that character just isn't fitting.
Yeah, it's not accurate to the Roman Reigns we've seen in the past.
He's great though. He's a great wrestler.
Yeah, I would agree. He's definitely. Without Roman Reigns, where is Braun Strowman? Let's be real.
Yeah.
Let's be absolutely honest about it. Braun Strowman is the man right now, and that's 100% because of Roman Reigns and the matches they put on. Because as much as we talk about Roman and just promos or the man wrestles. The man he sells. Honestly, I really appreciate the way he sells.
So good.
His selling is good.
It's so good.
He gives you so much emotion
because
with everything else he does.
It's a big brolic ass dude just selling.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So it's when he gets hit, boy, you could tell he gets hit.
Yeah, he sells it. It's a confounding case because everybody in the Shield's held the title. Has been a WWE champion.
They're all Grand Slam
champions. They've all been to the top, but I don't feel like Roman Reigns has really been given the chance to be the best out of the three because I feel like that's the story of the Shield is that out of the three, Roman Reigns is supposed to be
the
guy, right? The big dog, right?
Yeah.
But like, you can't tell me that he like just based on the resumes of all three of them. I mean, even with Seth Rollins' kind of fucked up run with when he was part of
the Authority.
The Authority, like I mean, that stuff was a mess. But
his matches were still.
The matches were still good. It's just that he had to deal with being a part of the Authority, which I don't think did him any favors. But in spite of that, there's still a lot of good there.
Yeah.
I don't think we can look at besides the stuff with Braun Strowman that Roman Reigns had. Like, what's really been enjoyable about like watching Roman work beyond what he's done in the ring? I think that's hard to pin down what can really make Roman be Roman enough to like push beyond what the fans and what we think.
What they can literally do is have him come out and like, I just realized something. It hasn't been WWE's fault that I'm getting screwed. It's you all's fault. He just blames the fans, and he just like actually like goes heel, and then he says it's my yard, and he just dips.
Yeah.
And then Seth Rollins has a match with some fan favorite, and he just beats the living hell out of them.
Maybe the ultimate. But this, I think that to correct course on Roman Reigns, I think he's got to sell out Seth. I think you gotta make that move where Roman turns on Seth. I honestly, I think especially if we're talking bringing in AOP as his backup, as his boys, that's the ultimate disrespect right there. Like he has another crew come help him out.
And he's like, I don't need your shield, I got my shield.
Yeah, right? I mean, that would be the ultimate smack in the face to the architect. Like, the big dog is the architect and the big dog now type of deal. Like, I'm taking everything. So, yeah.
Make him like Bane. He could literally be Bane.
Wow, Roman Reigns is Bane. I think that's a gimmick that's ripe for the taking.
Like, he literally fits the mold. He's intelligent. He's big. He can fight.
Yes, like he can talk.
He's a cocky son of a bitch.
Yes, like just
do it.
Let him just give us all of that together in one piece. But yeah, let's get back to Raw. Let's see. We talked about Drew McIntyre in that whole thing.
Oh, we didn't.
We didn't.
So my whole take on the tag team division is.
Yeah, actually, you know what? Let's just do all the tag team stuff because also Slater and Rhino fought the B team.
Yep.
And the Eaters of Worlds, they came out and cut a promo on them at the end, and oh my gosh, Smash Brothers, by the way, people.
Yeah.
It looks sick as ever.
It's changed.
Yeah, absolutely. He should have been better about aiming that.
You don't. I don't think you do it as like. The old one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm about to say, I guess it's only for certain characters, like when Bowser gets to aim his punch. Okay.
Saffron City, though. This is so cool.
I know, it looks great.
Yeah.
It looks great updated. There's not much to, like, because AOP is MIA.
Like,
and
the tag team went from being stacked to being like, what happened?
Dude, I mean, you have AOP. You have all those NXT alumni who have been champions. You have AOP, and you have,
They got the best tag team in the world, the Revival.
Revival, thank you. They have the Revival, and the Revival is losing, going out for second or third in that Battle Royal. It's just, you have some really quality tag team talent on the roster already. And Drew McIntyre and Dolph Ziggler don't speak to me as a tag team. They should just be going and wrecking the division, not the tag team division. They should just be going through, like, the Raw division
and just beating
people up until they like get title shots type of deal and work their way up to getting title shots and that type of deal. But I get because the talent's so bloated, and maybe not bloated, just underused, that you have to put them there so they're on TV, but at the expense of the Revival, and AOP. I think it's a mistake. I don't think it's going to work out for them in the end. I mean, but you have to capitalize on the B teams. Like, they're on fire right now.
Yeah.
I mean, shout out to The Miz for getting them over, right? I mean, we're seeing the fruits of that labor actually coming to fruition now. Do they deserve to actually win the titles? No. Nah. But at least...
It'll be a fun match.
Yeah. And, the tag team division still needs tag teams like the B team. Woo!
So whenever you land a smash, it does a little like cutscene like that.
Nice, that cutscene is dope. Oh my gosh, whew, that was a sweet punch.
Yeah,
that Sonic punch was slick. But the B team is a solid tag team. I think. Like Curtis Axel in the tag team division he seems to work. I remember I missed his gimmick with him. And when he was Axelmania, and oh my goodness, he's been gone so long now. Damien Sandow, like, and he was the Macho Man. Like, that was a fun gimmick. Like, he's always been good at like being a character.
Yeah.
And like he does that well here at the B team, but I don't see anything beyond this. Kurt Hawkins keeps losing.
Yeah. Who do you think he's gonna beat?
If they're working towards something with him, I think it'll be something ridiculous, and it'll be against Jinder Mahal. I think Jinder's the fall guy now, right now, because he's still a heel. He's still got the serious heel heat going.
Yeah, so he's got the most credibility and can take the fall.
Yeah, I think he'd be fine from that, and they actually could probably work an angle with some more matches with him and Jinder once he's done with our boy Big Dog. But beyond that,
and Jinder can literally go back into like the mid-card title scene.
Yeah, I think.
You know what I mean?
Yes, I think Jinder is still ripe for a intercontinental fight there after Elias loses to Seth. Because that's I guess I'm already doing my one match. I'm thinking is already not gonna where the title's not changing hands Sunday. But
what was
let's just get this out the way. Sami Zayn and Bobby Lashley.
Okay, I enjoy stupid shit like that. It was different.
Okay, I would be with you if he didn't actually do the course.
You would have wanted him just to
I just wanted to wreck at least okay, or at least do this. Sell like he's gonna do the course for one or two things, and then just like haul off and destroy everything and beat the shit out of Sammy a little bit, or just kind of beat him up enough where Sammy runs off and like he leaves the rest of the obstacle course and just shambles. But like,
or he like chases Sammy and Sammy's doing the thing to get away from him.
Right? Yes. You know what? Yes. That's some good cartoony shit because they know. Right? Exactly. They know how ridiculous this whole plot's been. We've gone from Men in Drag, which was just trash, to this and to like sister bashing on Twitter, to trashing his Instagram page, which Bobby Lashley's Instagram page is so lame. It really is. Like, we all have that one friend or that one coworker that just posts like inspirational quotes.
Yeah, that's Lashley.
That's Lashley. That's literally Lashley. It's just every day it's some sort of inspirational quote. It's like, Sammy was spot on with that. That was kind of funny, but it wasn't enough to like invest you in the feud. And this right here is kind of like, but they had an opportunity to make me not groan and actually like, okay, I can see that, and then it didn't happen. So, yeah, okay. Ronda and the armbar of doom.
Oh yeah, the armbar of doom.
I don't like what they've been doing with Nia's gimmick in terms of like she goes from being face and talking about being yourself and overcoming what people say about you to be the best, to her less than 2 weeks ago basically bullying one of her opponents in the ring as she chastises Ronda Rousey who's up at the booth talking. So it's a weird dynamic and then last week she's asking if Natty's okay after the match. So like, is she back to being nice again? I kind of see what creative's trying to do with Nia and Ronda. So it doesn't seem like there's two faces wrestling each other, because right now Ronda's supposed to be seen as a face.
Yeah. And
up until a couple of weeks ago, Nia was also supposed to be seen as a face. So, I mean, even when she challenged her on the red carpet at the NBC Universal thing, they were like buddy and like respectful about it. So, I wish this match kind of came to fruition a different way, but I'm looking forward to it. I mean,
yeah,
I'm looking forward to it, but I was, and then we talked about it during the WrestleMania podcast were like, yeah, she was alright in the ring, but I mean, she had Angle and Triple H there, kind of guiding her.
And
Stephanie, and by saying like, yeah, there's no disrespect to Stephanie because she's definitely gotten good in the ring.
She was the second best part of that match.
Bomberman should be a playable character. But Nia Jax, as big of a fan as I am of her, she's gonna have to call that match on Sunday, and I don't think that's gonna work out well.
Yeah.
For either, and I mean, and that's not the fault of Nia Jax because she's still fairly new.
Yeah.
But that's a lot of responsibility to give her to say, oh, by the way, your dancer partner is Ronda Rousey, who we're making a big ass deal about. Make sure you make her look good. And it's like, I'm sure she'll take on the challenge, and I know she'll do her best. But I think this is a lot very soon for the both of them in terms of like this is Nia's first title defense, and this is Ronda's first full.
No,
she
defended against Alexa.
No. Oh yeah, you're right. She did defend against Alexa, but this is Ronda's first one-on-one
match.
Just match in general. Like she. I don't know, man. Oh, Electra. I want this match to be good. I'm not gonna shit on the match before we watch it, but I'm very reserved about how well and how long it's gonna go, and I'm hoping that there's gonna be some kind of outside interference. I just don't want Nia to lose it so soon. She only had it for a couple months, so give her some extra run with that bad boy before you start crowning somebody else, you know. And maybe there's something there with Natty. Because they had Natty in the middle of that feud for the past couple weeks now, so maybe there's something there that we're gonna see if she doesn't win the Money in the Bank match because she's in that on Sunday, or maybe she wins it and then we get something else there. I mean, there are options that are definitely there. I'm just hoping that those options kind of end with Nia still being the champion at the end of the night and just kind of.
So what if this, right? What if after the women's Money in the Bank match, Natty doesn't win, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Nia Jax and Rousey have their match after that. Jax comes out first, and there's no Rousey, and we see her backstage getting beat up, and then they don't actually have the match.
And you do kind of like who jumped around that?
Yeah.
Who did it? Okay, now that's some throwback stuff that I can actually get behind.
But that's what they're trying to build her up as, a throwback character.
I would be down for that kind of storyline and kind of fester and. I love that so much. I love that slow motion hit. I like the idea of not necessarily giving us that title match so quickly.
Yeah.
And holding it off a little bit longer, but also. I just want to see Ronda wrestle without so much being at stake. I mean, if you think about her first two matches in the WWE, there are serious stakes there for her. I mean,
literally the only place she can go from there is down.
Right? It's down. I don't think it's fair. I don't think it's fair to Ronda Rousey, as big as she is, that she's put in that position when she's still
so
new and still learning. She'll tell you she's still learning. She's still learning what it means to be a WWE superstar. And that's not something you just walk into the company and do.
False. I did that 2 weeks ago, and I'm currently employed.
Man, then why don't I have a job? What the F? Why the hell are we still doing this? Why are we still doing this?
Oh, I failed my drug test.
As we sit here looking at a blunt, waiting for us to be smoked. Oh my god, yo. But I guess what's left is just the Money in the Bank for Fatal 4-Ways. That the women's one was Ember Moon, man.
No, Ember Moon is money. Ember Moon and Sasha Banks needs to I shit you not. I would chant that fight for everything with them, even though they were they spent maybe a few minutes together.
Exactly.
Still, they have that chemistry.
Yes, that chemistry. Yes,
boy,
it's there.
Like,
yes, no effing doubt.
And I'm not even just saying that because they're both African American or you know, but
that's
a plus.
That's a plus.
It is something. There's money to be made with them. There's money to be made with them.
Absolutely.
And I am a fan.
Yeah. I mean, it didn't really matter if we won that match. I mean, the fact that everybody in that match looked really good. That's say what we will say about Money in the Bank. At least I think the latter matches themselves are going to be.
Oh yeah, they're
going to be worth their weight in gold, definitely. The men's closed the show out, and Kevin Owens spent most of the night trying to get everybody to hop on Braun Strowman, and then he got it to happen, and we got a really great table and ladder spot with Braun Strowman basically getting murdered and then coming back to life and eating everybody alive.
Yeah, remember they put him in a dumpster truck and he came back in a different one?
There's nothing you can do. See, and this is the frustrating part about Braun Strowman. He takes all that punishment and still does work. And then he loses to Brock Lesnar.
1F5.
1F5! And it's so hard to want to... we get that they want to make Brock look strong. Like, if Brock Lesnar can do that to Braun Strowman, imagine we can do it to anybody. It's like, okay, we get that, but you've made Braun Strowman look so huge. You've made him look so invincible. How am I supposed to truly believe that 1F5, even 1F5 is the thing that breaks him down, and that's how he loses to Brock Lesnar? It just doesn't make sense to me, in all honesty. So I want him to win. The only way that Braun Strowman loses is if they are going in a different direction with him, and we're seeing his story happen at Money in the Bank, where they go somewhere else with him and he gets a title shot at SummerSlam some other way. I just can't imagine him not being in the title picture, even though some people will say he doesn't need the title.
I think he's just going to win the next Royal Rumble. I think they're literally just holding out on Strowman because he's that over. Like, he's like Andre right now. Like, I look at him in the same vein as that. He's the attraction. You know what I mean? Like, he's bigger than the belt.
Yeah.
Like, he doesn't need having the belt is nice, but how you going to defeat him? You know what I mean?
And you know, and I was listening to Jim Ross's podcast. Like, Jim Ross is big on him. Like, he thinks next year, like, kind of like what you were alluding to, Royal Rumble, WrestleMania. That's where we see the crowning of Braun Strowman as the man.
Yeah.
And I'm okay with that. But golly, it seems like if they're gonna do that, then make sure at least you making the other guys look good. I'm still waiting for my Finn Balor rematch. Yeah, you making the face of me. I want my Finn Balor rematch. He never lost that Universal title. I'm just saying. I'm just super saying. Okay, that's all it is to it.
Who? Yeah.
Oh, Super Saiyan. Oh, yeah. Oh my God, Finn Balor. Yeah. Baby old man.
Yeah.
There were so many names I wanted to say that. I wanted to give him like 8 names and not say his real name. I'm like, Baby Oil, Lego Man, Space Kid.
Carrots.
Carrots. Like, he's everything.
Butter.
Everybody but Finn Balor. Everything but his actual name. Is what, like, just name off all the random things that he has in his photos all the time. Like Legos.
Fergal.
Like Venom, the guy who dressed in Venom paint, whatever.
The Joker dude.
Yeah, exactly. But either Finn Balor or Bobby Roode, they gotta do something with those two guys because they're just languishing in like mid card sort of title contention, but sort of not. I mean, Kevin Owens is Kevin Owens. Yeah. Kevin Owens is just, he's fine. He can be wherever he wants, and he's gonna make everything gold.
Yeah.
Like, period. But for cats like Bobby Roode and Finn Balor, they need something.
Yeah.
And so between those two and then my dark horse being Braun, one of those two got to win to me.
You think it's Finn or Braun? Those are the two?
Well, Finn or Roode, and then my dark horse. If we're picking for like possibility, I would say Braun. as an outside shot. But I don't see
we'll
KO.
go over predictions.
Yeah, in a minute here. Because actually, that's all Raw. So
yeah, let's go over to Smackdown.
Smackdown City.
Starts with the women. It was pretty dope because it started with the women, ended with the women. Mm-hmm. I'm a fan of that. Yeah, it busts out to a 6-woman tag match.
Yes,
8-woman tag match.
And you know what? It started out as being an 8 women, and then they added Carmella and Asuka to turn into a 10 women.
Yeah.
By the end of the night, and that's how I ended up closing it out because who now was the Brian Benjamin match first? The first match?
I don't remember.
I don't remember either. But that's the match I'm kind of salty I missed because I was kind of Shelton Benjamin and Daniel Bryan are just
there's money.
They're great
dope
wrestlers.
Ass wrestlers.
Yes, like that's a match that would probably be a main event.
Bryan used a new submission move for his finisher.
Yeah, the heel hook.
Yeah.
So I mean, we saw some no big Cass run in. So there you go.
Good.
You know, the
Big
less
Cass,
he talks,
bro. You're I believed you as a heel, bro. Like, what happened?
The less he talks, the better.
Yes.
Damn.
You beat up people.
Yeah, you know.
You can't teach that.
And that kind of. Okay, when you've been teaming with Enzo Amore for that long, you should be able to pick up something in terms of like talk, some kind of promo, right? Like something. I mean, even the Salt made sense. He was doing the SAWFT without Enzo for a while, so he has to know a way to like not use that, but find something else to make him just as relevant as what the Salt was for him. And it's like, how do you not catch that? And I don't know if it's just if that's just kind of coming with being a heel fully now that he's got to embrace finding that turnaround, that's different switch of finding it.
My main gripe is why is he wearing suits?
He's doing the Y2J. He's doing the Y2J gimmick.
Then he should shut up. Y2J didn't talk.
Y2J talked a little, but his promos were short and succinct when he was in the suit. But he still
was a
talked.
Serial killer.
He was creepy, but it worked. And then it didn't work for Jack Swagger or anybody else because
Jack Swagger tried that.
Jack Swagger did the suit too, buddy.
Stick to wrestling, bro. Just stick to the in between.
Yo, and so I don't know what they're getting at with Big Cass and Daniel Bryan. And I don't know. You've probably read the rumors too that they're not pushing Bryan because he still hasn't signed a contract extension. Yeah. And that reads more like truth than more so a rumor. Because I mean, if you're a business and you have somebody working for you under contract and they have the ability to go somewhere else and work and probably do something different, and they aren't telling you what they're going to do, why would you want to put everything on? Yeah, absolutely.
Which is why I don't believe the Miz is going to win. But again, we'll get into predictions later.
Okay.
We had a weird ass. Yeah, I was about to say we had that weird ass AJ Styles.
Mm-hmm.
That shit was like what, 30 seconds?
Yeah, it was really weird because they made a big deal about Jared King Lawler comes back to SmackDown to do basically his best Mean Gene Stickman gimmick, and he basically just like talked to AJ Styles for a few seconds, and then it was done.
Literally a few seconds.
Like it was wild because actually I changed the channel to watch the score of to just see the score of the baseball game. And it came back and we're done. And I was like, wait, what happened? Like I thought something was wrong with my TV. Like I thought like my cable had went out for a moment. But that was the promo was just that brief. So, does he just vow to win the last man standing?
Literally the same promo he's been kind of the last 4 weeks.
Yeah. I think this is where we're getting into the weakness of AJ Styles is that unless he's working with somebody who can like talk people into the building, and all AJ's gotta do is wrestle.
Yeah, because remember, like the WWE universe, there are hardcore fans, but the majority of fans are story driven first before wrestling.
Yes.
So it's like, so no disrespect to Shinsuke nor AJ, phenomenal wrestlers, but you gotta grip them with a story first, like an actual story. And not just an in-ring story. Because your matches have been fucking amazing. But the build-up, not so much.
And you know what? I won't put a lot of that on Shinsuke because this is still a second language to him. I like the aspect of him doing the no speak English. I think that's a great gimmick.
It's great.
I think that's been working for him, but I think AJ's got to carry that a little bit more.
Yeah.
I don't think AJ's carried that enough by just saying.
The contract signing was like really good.
Yes,
though.
with Paige doing it backstage, I love that it was not on like in front of us in a ring. Like Paige's GM, I like it. Yeah, honestly, she's definitely been different about it. There hasn't been there's no McMahons around.
Right.
It's just Paige running the show, and I think if Raw kind of stuck to that, not even. If Constable Corbin was a Kurt Angle thing and not a Stephanie McMahon thing, I'd probably be more open to give it a try. But the fact that they just don't want to ever leave the McMahons out of Monday Night Raw, it's like let that shit go for a couple years. Let that ride. Let Stephanie be Stephanie in reality. Stephanie, let her be the business lady Stephanie, where she's kissing babies and smiling and making the money, and let Trips do his thing on 205 and NXT, and Vince whatever Vince is doing, Vince can do. You know what I'm saying?
Watching reruns of Attitude Era.
This is how wrestling should be right now. Still, but
Roman Reigns, you're Stone Cold.
You're Stone Cold. We're gonna turn you in now. But SmackDown isn't that. SmackDown is back to feeling like a refreshing thing, even though I still felt like the SmackDown was still kind of a miss for me. And that's more so because it's a go home to a pay-per-view that I felt kind of exposed just the brand to how far behind they are in terms of just telling the story, because I've been bugging you about New Japan stuff for a couple of weeks now in terms of Omega and Nia and Okada and but that was that wasn't even the best story driven match of New Japan going on right now. The best story driven stuff has been Cody Rhodes and the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega, and they've been telling that story on YouTube and everywhere else and been wild, and it's been good. And you can't tell me the WWE can't do that same thing.
I have before.
And yeah, that's what kind of trips me out, is that the WWE could absolutely be as good as what other wrestling is right now, just not even just outside promotions like Impact and New Japan, but just even the indies. I feel like even if you go to an indie show or you follow indie promotions on their Instagrams or just any of their social media stuff, they're telling the stories of what the wrestlers are doing, to sell you their matches. So an example is I'm going to a freelance wrestling show here in Chicago in a couple weeks, and one of the stories is Kylie LeRae against this cat named GPA, and they're tag team partners, and they're tag team champions, but they can't stand each other. And I've seen that story progress on Instagram, on Twitter, and also what I've seen at the shows I've been to, and I've seen it for a couple months, and it's been cool. Also, the fake smash ball is hilarious. Yeah. The fake smash ball is awesome, but they've been telling that story everywhere, and it's been great. Now, WWE would like you to believe that them doing those Instagram promos of them I'm gonna win the WWE title, or that's telling a story or getting you hyped for whatever they're doing. That's not the same thing. I don't feel like they've grasped the full ability to use social media to get over. When they had Zack effing Ryder, you have Zack Ryder and Xavier Woods there who literally use social media to get themselves over in all types of ways. And how are you not picking their brains more to be okay guys, how do we do this for more of our guys? What are we doing wrong so that we can improve how we tell stories through social media? Because they want to do that. They tried to sell us on Tout. What is that? Exactly. Tout was basically Vine and Snapchat, essentially. You make videos and that was it. That was it. You just made 30-second videos you talking and you're done. It's basically Snapchat.
Okay.
Yeah, but see, WWE tried to make Tout a thing.
When?
Bro, that was maybe 2 years ago, a year ago. Hell, they may still be trying to use Tout. I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if the diehard WWE fans are still using Tout just so they can get over with WWE. Well, there's nothing wrong with being a mark in whatever way you gotta be a mark. But yes, Tout was supposed to be that way to for the social media to try to drive some of the stories going on, not necessarily in the ring. And they can do that. They can be like everybody else and even do it better, but it seems like creative and whoever else aren't really taking the opportunity to like look into that or use it enough beyond just like people like holding the phone to their faces and being like and just doing their gimmick and then that's it. Like tell a story with it. Also, it's really weird not seeing the Breezango files on SmackDown still because also they aren't happening on Raw. So my heart hurts. I feel like the Fashion Files isn't a thing anymore, and I think that's another reason why I've also kind of checked out of Raw and SmackDown because I was hoping that the Fashion Files would come back in a big way on Raw.
Because it's on Raw.
Because it's on Raw, you have a bigger audience to sell that ridiculous, silly shit. Yeah. And with a bigger audience on Raw, there's the opportunity to like bring more fans in who may have missed that stuff on SmackDown, and you're not even doing that. And it's just like I don't want to keep griping on things because honestly, SmackDown was still pretty solid. Jeff Hardy and Shinsuke had a good match. That was a good match.
My homeboy El Idolo wasn't there though, so I was a little sad about that.
Yeah, that was a little weird because they had the Sin Cara got injured in the back essentially. But did they show him get beat up on behind, or was it just like he's just injured when they cut to the camera?
Oh, they said he got injured from the beating.
Okay.
Well, that's from WWE.com.
Right, and that was from
so we don't even know real or not.
And then once again, that's a social media a moment missed. Actually showing Idolo beating him up on his Instagram feed, right? Like that would have been awesome. Like with Zelina holding the camera and like talking shit and just going from
Spanish.
Yes, in back, dude. We always make you and Marissa always make the joke that we should be writing for WWE, but sometimes it's like. We should be writing for WWE because it is not even, and I don't feel like we're in the minority about thinking some of these easy fixes. I feel like everybody who watches the WWE probably feels the same way. So why aren't they doing it? And why is the WWE fixing it themselves? So whatever. Okay, the 10-woman tag. Oh wait, Rusev.
Oh yeah, he beat Samoa Joe.
Joe, right?
Oh yeah, and we got one of the greatest moments in the history of SmackDown Live. Miz is hyping up this briefcase, talking about with this briefcase he gets his title shot, he gets the contract, and what's in this briefcase is all that matters. Flips the briefcase open, he's talking all the good. He's like, now read it, and then Byron Saxton, I think, is telling him this isn't it's not the contract. And then Miz was like, what? And so he's siphoning through these pancakes. And it was just like, what? So, like, now Miz is just like, he's got, like, crumbs and pancake batter and bullshit on his hands. And his fists are clenched. And he's on his knees, like, not looking at the camera, but looking at it, screaming, New Day!
If that isn't a GIF today, I don't know, like...
It's on K-Shine.
But it's gotta be a gift right now. It's incredible. Like,
it's so good.
It's so good. Like Miz by the way, Miz Kage. He is a Hokage, Miz Kage, by the way, because his Naruto love is super serious, by the way. He's also looking forward to Jump Force.
Yes.
So Miz Kage was very heated about getting pancaked. Hey-yo. Now, did you watch the 10-woman tag match that closed out SmackDown, brother?
I didn't watch any of it.
Okay,
I just YouTubed it.
So
it's like I didn't watch it live. I just watched YouTube highlights.
Yeah, like we're gonna keep it 100 with you. Like the product has not been exciting enough. I mean, at least I'll speak for myself. The product has not been exciting enough for me to keep my attention for a full 5 hours on Monday and a Tuesday night.
No, I said after Backlash, I'm not watching their
exactly. You said
SmackDown and Raw shows anymore.
That's recorded. That's real.
Yeah, so it's like whatever.
Yeah, Well, let's get to predictions.
Oh, before that, we had so the conclusion of the 10-woman match was Asuka choking out Carmella. People keep saying that because she did that, she's not gonna win on Sunday. But without any further ado, now let us get into the match card.
The match card. Okay, do you want to do the ladders first?
Yeah, let's do the ladders first.
Okay, women's ladder match. Natalya.
Alexa
Bliss, Sasha Banks, Ember Moon, Lana,
and Naomi.
Yes, dude, 3 black women in this match has me jazzed. In Chicago, like that's really exciting.
And they were all champions with the last 2 years as well.
Yeah. So, do we?
I think Ember Moon's gonna win. I don't care.
Yeah,
that's my prediction. She's too hot right now, and she didn't win. Yeah, that's ridiculous.
That's absolutely ridiculous. By the way, we're still watching Smash Brother tournament. We're doing Smash Brothers as we record this, and Ridley looks awesome. Oh, and Bayonetta just got off her smash move. Here we go. Yo. Honestly, if her smash move is only one demon, I'm a little bit disappointed. It should be 2 demons. It should be another demon. It should be different demons every time. It should be different demons for every smash. But my prediction, I actually think Charlotte gets... I'm sorry, not Charlotte. Becky. This is Becky's opportunity.
Wow.
I think... Oh, yeah, this is Becky Lynch, man. Because I forget... I don't think we mentioned that she's in this match. We totally didn't say her.
We did.
Okay.
Yeah, you said her earlier.
Okay, Becky Lynch is who I got going.
Okay.
I got her winning this match. I think it's their time. I liked what they did with her with Charlotte. I kind of like what they were kind of alluding to in terms of just like these two are still the pinnacle of kind of what women's wrestling has kind of been between those two and then Sasha and Bayley. I think that's what you're trying to get to if you're looking at the women's division. I don't think Becky slowed down on anything she's done. I think it's been more so creative. So I think this is her opportunity to get back to the top of the hill. So I definitely hope she wins. That's why I got my money on.
Yeah, like I said, I got mine on Ember.
Okay. Men's. So Bobby Roode, Braun Strowman, Finn Balor, Miz Kage, Samoa Joe, New Day. We still don't know which one of the New Day, which I love. And then, did I miss anybody?
The Miz?
I said Miz Kage. Call me Miz Kage. So I'm sorry. I'm gonna fuck with your head to Miz Kage all the time. But I think that's everybody. Jeff Hardy's not in it, right? Jeff Hardy's not. I don't even. Is Jeff? I wrote down. I don't even think Jeff Hardy's defending his title.
It's not. I don't see it on the card.
Yeah, it's definitely not. That card's pretty stacked already. Because we were still talking.
Kevin Owens.
And I think I said because Kevin can do whatever, I don't think he's winning this. For me, it's between Rude and Balor. I think those two need it the most. So I think those two are between one of those guys. It's coming down to them to win it.
I think it's either going to be Finn Balor or New Day.
The black person in me wants to be New Day because them winning the title and defending it.
Decking out the money in the briefcase has a unicorn fiasco.
Yes, and then you never knowing who you have to wrestle for the title on a nightly basis. Like Freebird ruling a world title, now not a tag team title, but Freebird ruling a world championship. I think would give Duke and just see what I think he'd love that. I think anybody who was a Freebird would be like, yes. I think that's something they would just look back and say, yeah, why didn't we do that back in the day?
Right?
Why didn't we do that? But I think that ladder match is going. Hey, speaking of Ember Moon.
Yep.
That's what's up. I think the ladder matches are probably going to be what basically sells. That's the end and beginning of the show. In all honesty, once we get into the rest of these matches on the card, let's go to. I think this match, AJ versus Shinsuke in a last man standing match, I think will be good, and not because it's going to be a hardcore match, which I think people are thinking is going to be. Whenever you see last man standing, you think about just wrestling outside, a table spot, a chair spot, like that type of stuff. I think all that nut shot stuff, I think that's done. I think we're gonna
get the
actual
match.
Just match that we all talk about with him and
Wrestle
one of those who
Kingdom.
had it at Wrestle Kingdom. I think this is gonna be that match. and I'm okay with that. I'm more than okay with that. I'm awaiting that match anxiously.
So before we actually go into before we get into more predictions, let's go through the card and then we'll go through what we think match order will be as well.
Okay. Tag team titles for Smackdown are on the line. Bludgeon Brothers against the...
Come on, man. Come
oh
on.
My gosh.
Come on.
Oh
Who are they? Who are they?
Oh my gosh.
The Good Brothers.
The Good Brothers. The Good Brothers. The Good Brothers.
Get out of my house.
I'm sorry. And I love them. Like, I was a huge mark for them when they were in Japan. Like, Carl Anderson and Gallows were my boys. Like, they're Bullet Club to like through and through. But I think that just speaks once again to like how WWE works. When I'm really into like matches like tag, even the tag team division, I'll remember everything. But when it's ho hum, it's just kind of like what's the point?
Their story on SmackDown has been interesting because I think they've gone back and forth in terms of singles competition.
Yeah.
So this one is up in the air, to be perfectly honest.
Mm-hmm.
The Bludgeon Brothers haven't done anything. I think that giving them the titles was just because they put so much effort into building them up. I see it perfectly fine if the club goes over. I think they need it more than the Bludgeon Brothers, to be perfectly honest.
It's weird. I feel the opposite way. I feel like if we really want to sell the Bludgeon Brothers still as this killer group of just dudes who just beat the shit out of everybody, they've gotta do the same like Anderson and Gallows. Unless we're supposed to believe that them just doing it at WrestleMania to Penitentiary and the New Day was it. And if that's the case, I feel like that's very short-sighted, and doesn't give the Bludgeon Brothers room to like grow. And basically, like you said, it's just going to be Anderson and Gallows, a Good Brother win.
I mean, they're doing almost the same thing with Nia. You know what I mean? So
I do know.
There's nowhere.
Unfortunately, I do what you mean.
There's nowhere if the club are squashed, like every other team is going against Bludgeon Brothers, there's nowhere else for them to go other than down.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just a predicament that they've put themselves into because of booking. So
yeah. By the way, we didn't mention Rusev is also in that ladder match.
We didn't. We said Lana.
We said Lana. Yeah, that's
Whoops.
fucked up. That's fucked up. And we are Rusev Day lovers here. Like we are Rusev Day through and through. But
hey, Lana
I think that on our full show, I think that may be a discussion. Like, is there just too much talent in WWE? I think that's we probably should definitely hit that. I mean, because we keep going down the card here. And let's talk about the women's title match because it's going to be Carmella versus Asuka.
Yeah.
I think this match would be good. I think Carmella wins, but I hate that I think that because I don't believe that Asuka. It's a bad look for Asuka after everything she's done.
Yeah, to lose
again. When I mean, and it looks worse for Charlotte because not only is Charlotte Flair not the champion anymore, she may not be Money in the Bank winner. So what is her retaining the title at WrestleMania and being Asuka mean when it comes to...
Not even that. What does Asuka mean?
Man.
So they're backing themselves into these corners with their booking. It's like you want people to win. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just make sure you make Roman look strong.
I hate you. Roman must pose, pal. Listen, if Roman Reigns, Jinder Mahal closes out Money in the Bank, I'm gonna Marissa's gonna be there. I'm going to encourage her to throw things at the ring because fuck WWE.
Don't forget to point to the sign.
It's not even springtime yet. What are you pointing to? It's summer.
WrestleMania.
It's summer, jerk. You can't
5 WrestleManias in a row. The company is screwing me.
I can't stand you. I mean, since we're there, Jinder Mahal, Roman Reigns, who you got?
I got Jinder Mahal.
Shut up! I do too! I do too!
Yeah.
I was supposed to say shut up because I do too!
Yeah,
I actually have Jinder winning.
Yeah.
I really do have Jinder winning. Honestly, I for all the Roman Reigns stuff we talked about at the beginning of the show, how does he lose? I mean, how does Jinder lose? Like, he has to win so that basically Roman keeps saying he's being screwed over, because that's what we're leading to believe the story to be, is that he's going to get screwed over. Well, he's going to get screwed over on Sunday night somehow, some way. And if it goes on, it better not be the last match.
It won't.
It won't. It probably won't. This is having some fun.
Once we finish going through the card, we'll go over what I think will close.
Yeah.
And then you go whatever. It doesn't matter
who goes. But yeah, I don't definitely go close. But yeah, I have Jinder winning as well. Nia Rousey, who you got?
Rousey. I got her actually squashing Jax.
Ooh.
Yep. And Stephanie McMahon is going to try to interfere, but Rousey punks her, and she remembers what she did to Mania, so she backs out from her interference, and she ended up getting Nia in the armbar. Because they got to make her look hella strong, because she's getting inducted to the UFC Hall of Fame.
I hate that that's how we can sometimes connect the dots to outside events. Because that's a very valid point. But I've got Nia winning, and not either by disqualification. Okay, I had this either going as a no contest or some kind of like disqualification. I think that there's going to be some type of like not necessarily a run-in, but there's something is gonna happen where it may involve Stephanie, it may involve Natty, because they've also been throwing those Natty feelers out there. So I think this will be a no contest. I don't think that title will change hands. I think both women's titles stay where they are. Yeah. Elias Sethi.
Come on, man. You already know who I'm here for.
Oh yeah, same here. I would, and I want Elias to actually at some point get a belt around his waist.
No, he would be a perfect Intercontinental Champion, just not right now.
I agree. I need Elias to be just honestly the heeliest thing he's done was knocking Seth Rollins out with that guitar.
Yeah.
Like, I think it's okay to hit people with guitars again. Jeff Jarrett ain't been around for a while, but
he got inducted.
He got inducted.
It's on people's mind.
Yeah, dude. Yes, exactly. Dude, I just listened to a podcast where Hulk Hogan said he stole gimmicks from other wrestlers to make his gimmick the ultimate gimmick.
What?
Why? Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
You know exactly, right? Why? Just don't be afraid to use other shit. Like, you walk out with that guitar, hit somebody with that guitar. I mean, we've only seen him use it twice.
They're not real.
Yeah, exactly. We know. I mean, he did the one time to Jason Jordan and it sucked. And I don't know if that was his fault or Jason Jordan's
such a good heel. People thought he was a failed face. It was so good.
Oh my God! Did you see he left a comment underneath one of Seth Rollins' photos when him and Roman Reigns lost a tag match, and Jason was like, "We never lost as much, and me and him were tagging." Oh my God, Jason, you shut your mouth! It's like, shut up. That's just quality heel work there. It's like, okay, Jason.
I mean, we're on a segue right now to Jason Jordan because he sort of ties into Seth Rollins in a way, but do you think he's going to tie in Seth Rollins, or do you think he's going to be with Gable, or do you think he's going to be with Corbin?
If he's smart, if he is smart, he will try to get the creative to put him back into an angle with Seth Rollins, and you do a title match. I think Jason Jordan coming back from this injury, this is a prime opportunity to just rocket ship his ass. I mean, he gets a surprise win over Seth Rollins. He wins that title, and then then you can really consider him Kurt Angle 2.0 because he's corny as shit. Just make him be a corny heel. It's so good. And then, like we said earlier, there's nothing wrong with pulling out the same gimmick. Everybody's done it in the past,
and they already have the connection of Kurt Angle anyway.
Right? You're already selling this on that's his son, so let him do every stupid fucking thing that Angle did
until they have their blow off.
Yeah, until they have their blow. I think that the Jason Jordan angle is ripe for good shit. Like, honestly, I get excited thinking about that. Like, that's something I would love to see.
I had a silly moment with myself. I was laughing early, and I was like, what if they decide to do a hodgepodge, right? And they throw Chad Gable in the mix and say he too is
Kurt
legitimate child.
Kurt Angle is a wrestling dad.
Yeah.
Well, everybody he was an amateur wrestler. That's my son.
And so they reformed American Alpha, but now they have Kurt Angle's music with them.
Oh my gosh. Wow. I mean,
and they,
that would be ridiculous, but fun.
They do the silly Christmas card posters and stuff with the sweaters and all that shit.
Basically the NXT version, just a lot goofier.
NXT version?
NXT versions of American Alpha.
With Kurt Angle.
Well, yeah, just with Kurt Angle now.
Yeah,
it's a lot sillier.
I was laughing hard at my...
That would be fun. I'm not... Like, that idea with Chad Gable and Kurt Angle, actually, I would not be opposed to.
They call Dad Player.
That would be kind of fun. That really would be.
But yeah, I think Seth Rollins is winning.
Yeah, I got Rollins beating Elias, so I don't think there's any discussion to be had about that. I think that's the card. Did we miss anything? We got both women's titles, IC title, we got both ladder matches. The tag match, and then I think that's it. They didn't add anything else to Raw or SmackDown in terms of adding any extra matches. Because we were
forgetting about the Zayn and Lashley match.
And you know why? We just talked about it earlier in the show.
Closing the show.
Shut up! You shut your mouth. Sami Zayn and Bobby Lashley are not closing the show.
Main event of Money in the Bank Chicago. Match of the night too. 6.5 stars.
I hate you. And you know what? Here's the wild part. They're probably actually going to have a really good match.
Oh, they will.
They will. That's the problem. Is that Bobby Lashley for all the... And it's weird because I watched some of the Bobby Lashley stuff at Impact.
Finally.
Yeah.
He's a good ass heel.
He's a good ass heel. I mean, when he had all the title belts.
Yeah.
He would just...
That was rude.
That was rude. It's like you can't you see this? You see this piece of chiseled meat? You're beating this? No, you aren't. Here's why. And he's beating the shit at you. Is it him and Moose? Someone to say was it that
Moose,
running with Moose?
And the X Division champ at the time.
Okay,
he had all the belts.
Right, that.
Grand Slam, all that.
Don't make Bobby Lashley this
smiley,
this smiley dude.
Happy to be here.
Yeah, that was done when he left the company the first time.
Yeah,
give him more because he can handle it. He can handle that, but also. I want Sami Zayn to win here because I'm a Zayn fan, and I think there's more to Sami than the. Well,
I think they're actually putting a lot of trust in Sami on this.
Oh no, dude, yes.
Yeah.
He's been carrying most of the promos because they know.
Yeah.
They know. Well, no, they assume to know what Bobby Lashley is. They won't give him a chance.
And him and Owens are actually split up for a while, which has been amazing. So I'm not even mad at that because he's working with the main event player and Lashley. So this is giving him a chance to shine, to show that he can sell and look strong.
Yeah.
So I think it's a good look.
You know what? That's a good point, John. I didn't even think about that because we've seen so much from him and KO for almost 2 years now since they've been up here together, and moving them away from each other. You're absolutely right. Gives them both just room to expand beyond that.
Kevin Owens has been amazing.
Yeah. Oh yeah. He was the parts of the show of Raw I did watch with him were some of the best parts of the night. Those were some of the better parts of Raw that evening.
Yeah.
So if this is, even if he loses strong, if Sami loses strong, I'm okay with that, and I will just look forward to what's next for him.
Yeah.
Essentially. Okay, so now I think that's the card because the Deleters of World, they aren't defending again unless I bet you they put the Deleters of World on the pre-show.
They deserve it. I'm not even lying. They deserve it.
It's an
the Raw tag division is huff.
It's huff.
And they got some of the sickest talent. It's just hot garbage. I'm sorry.
You don't apologize. It's the truth. I can't refute that. I can't defend the tag division right now on Raw. I just cannot. So if it ends up happening where that ends up being on the pre-show, so be it. BT will win.
I hope the homie gets to be on there against Sin Cara. I really want to see more Andrade and Almas.
Yes, Almas. I mean, They gotta get the Latin market. They gotta.
Yeah, he's the man. Like
yes. They did so much of just telling his story in NXT from like him starting at the bottom. Literally,
his story was perfect.
Yes, and just to him meeting Selena. Oh wow.
Selena Vega.
So to being with Vega and to just like winning the title.
Yeah.
To win the championship, even though he lost, it was amazing.
Yeah.
Like there is so much potential there, and you hope this isn't. I'm hoping this isn't like how Rey Mysterio kind of got treated, where like okay, he was kind of given that push, but also he was still kind of seen as like a small talent.
Yeah.
So he was still squashed or had his ass beat by the bigger talent. And Cien is bigger. He's bigger than Rey, but he's still seen in that same fashion, that same light. Like, let's not beat around the bush.
He's only like 5'9".
Yeah, I mean we really can't beat around the bush here. WWE is still a big man's territory. Like. Don't let Daniel Bryan win and like fool you. Like even with AJ Styles, like don't let him fool you. Brock Lesnar's still the Universal Champion. Like we watched a title match between him, Kane, and Braun Strowman, and like Kane deserved the beater over some of the smaller guys who could have been in that triple threat match. It was Kane, so that's what we got going for us in terms of like a big man territory.
And before that match, Kane squashed Finn Balor. So
yeah, there you go. There it is, people. Even though Finn Balor
never lost the
title. Thank you. All right.
He'll get that rematch in 2020. Maybe.
I was about to say, maybe.
I just want more of Balor and Rollins.
You are in the minority. I think there's a contingent of people that want more of the younger dudes, and not even younger, because like hell, Rollins is our age, Balor's our age, Sammy's our age. I mean, they're all in their 30s, but in terms of like wrestling, in terms of them being in the WWE, they're still fairly young and they're still fairly new. They're still fresh, and there's an opportunity to get these guys out front and center, along with the New Day, who I think still deserve a little bit more ride than what they're getting, but. I think the great thing about the New Day is that they've made their gimmick so over in all parts of media is that they don't have to be over in the WWE to be over. They're just over, like, big time. So I'd like to see more from some of the younger talent on the roster, and I'm hoping that maybe Money in the Bank is the beginning of that. Because when you think about it, there's no Randy Orton, and Randy Orton... John Cena, like those two are like the last two of that era.
The last two megastars.
Honestly, yeah. Like I mean, if we're really sitting here thinking about it, they're the last two guys.
Triple H, air quotes.
I feel
But yeah, those three.
They're the last of that breed of wrestler from that era, and everybody else out of matches. That's fresh talent.
Yep.
That's fresh. Those are fresh faces, and I think that's the first time we can really say that in maybe years.
And everyone on the women's ladder match is NXT alum.
It's NXT alum. That's wild, right? I mean, that's incredible.
That's beautiful.
That's a cool thing. And I mean, even for the brief time Braun Strowman was in NXT. I mean, Brew NXT, Strowman NXT, Owens NXT.
The only person that wasn't was The Miz.
Was The Miz, right? Yeah. I mean, and if we're being honest, The Miz is actually the final guy.
Actually, from old NXT, actually, so he was.
Oh my gosh, yeah, yeah. We don't talk about that, right? I mean, what's called FCW.
No, the reality.
Wait,
show.
that's right. He was on the reality show. That's
Daniel
right,
Bryan.
Daniel. Oh yeah. Even before he was coaching Daniel, he was just on it. I forgot. Oh, that's right. I mean, but that's incredible, though.
Yeah.
I mean, the fact that like Triple H can say those are my kids, right? All of them was my sons and daughters. Like that's awesome. I like like just thinking about it because like Kofi and The Miz, those are the only two old heads.
I think it's gonna be Big E that's gonna be in the ladder match.
I'm thinking it's gonna be Big E too.
So he's in NXT though.
I'm not saying Kofi's in it. I'm just saying Kofi because Kofi is still part of the match. Yeah. So, because I mean, Xavier. Honestly, I think it's gonna be Big E, but I want Xavier to be in the match. I think this would be if Xavier got that run, and also you know how they like to test things out. So like they'll put somebody on the ladder and have them climb the ladder. You thinking they won, but they just want that crowd reaction to see how big they are.
Yeah.
I think if we see Xavier in that spot, he gets to just climb the ladder by himself and everybody's down. I think they'll be surprised at how hot the crowd is for Xavier Woods, and that may give them some bigger ideas for the New Day, or even Xavier Woods by himself. I think that's there. I think that's there, man.
And what they could do if they do an audible when they hear the pop and have him actually pull it, he could still give it to Big E.
Yes. Like there are so many options with the New Day winning.
Yeah, I want this.
The more we talk about it, the more I've just been thinking about it in the past couple of weeks.
I need the unicorn briefcase. I will buy that.
If there's a unicorn briefcase or even a pancake briefcase, like
I'm
either
buying.
or, I've already bought 3 New Day T-shirts. I have the New Day pops. I have that 3 set.
You got Bootios too.
I got Bootios. Like I am all in on New Day. So there is nothing they can't like sell me. If there's like a busted ass New Day clock, I'd buy that shit too. It's like I'm all in on the New Days. Like just give it to us. And I think they'll be fairly surprised at the returns they get back on that.
Yep.
Because let's just be real, their cross media is about as big as The Miz. Like yes, The Miz has his own TV show, but Xavier Woods and what he's been able to do with up, down, down.
Yeah.
That's nothing to like joke about. That's some serious. That's serious business, because when you talk about him working with Square Enix, like these are $1 billion companies. This is what the WWE wants, and to tell me that Vince isn't looking at Xavier Woods and seeing what he's doing at E3, what he's doing with other wrestlers, even if he doesn't like the other wrestling promotions. He sees that Xavier Woods and the New Day in general are bringing in for eyes to the WWE that may not be watching because they're not a fan of the product, but they see these cats all over the place.
Right.
They gonna come in. It's good. I mean,
imagine the briefcase and up, down, down, and then imagine the world title and up, down, down.
Right. Yes. And they dress so nice. Like they dress clean as hell. I mean, Vince loves his champs to be in suits.
Yep.
Them niggas stay in suits wherever they go, looking fly. Even their track suits. Like Vince is a fan of dudes who dress well according to where they go, and they fit that bill to a T. Like let them get their run.
Vince is a fan of Kofi because they fought.
That's right. Forgot about that too.
Yep.
So I mean, there's. I get speechless thinking about the idea of just like black men as WWE champ, because we just don't see it enough. And diversity, I think, is still a problem for WWE, because while there are 3 black women in that title match, there's only one of the 3 in the men's title match is a black person. Is black.
Yeah.
I mean, it's great that Joe is there and also Rusev, so it's an international flavor to it. There are more men of color in the match than beyond.
And Balor is from the
Scotland,
yeah.
but he's still white as a sheet. So I think that there's an international flavor there, and there's men of color there, but when it comes to black men in the WWE, there aren't many of them. I mean, Shelton Benjamin in the New Day. That's it.
Apollo.
Oh shit! Apollo.
Titus.
Apollo and Titus. Ah! I forgot. There's 4. That's it, or 5, right?
Cedric Alexander.
That's true, but I kind of count it as NXT. I don't know. See, 205 Live. I feel like that's. Man, 205 Live. It was hot for a minute when Triple H took over initially. I feel like it's falling back. I think that needs to be,
because they're not giving any real TV time.
Yeah, I think that needs to stop being a thing after SmackDown. Just have it after NXT when just record it. Just let it be a recorded thing and then go from there. But yeah, I mean, there's still not a lot of black folks in wrestling in WWE. There are more. I mean, and I'm excited for it because. Hey, it's not. As a kid, I barely got one, so I'll take these, and they're all not jobbing out. They're all like really good at what they do, and you get to see them really perform at the highest level. I mean, we're going to see 2 ladder matches, or I'm excited where there's literally like huge possibilities that both like contenders for titles could be black people.
Yeah,
and that's awesome. Because I mean, when you win Money in the Bank, that means you have like your chances of winning a title are like basically 99%.
It's like 93%. No, like 90%.
90%. Yeah, 90% now because Baron Corbin screwed it, mucked it up again.
Yes.
Yeah.
15 out of 18.
Yeah, something like that, right? Has it been 15, 18 years now? 18 Money in the Bank matches now?
Winners.
Wow. Okay. But that makes me excited. So, any other final thoughts on Money in the Bank as we wrap this episode up?
I just hope it doesn't suck.
I am with you there, buddy.
Skating on thin ice with me, buddy.
Thin ice, WWE. Listen, New Japan's coming. Impact's doing some wild stuff. I mean,
they're slowly climbing weekly.
Hey, man, yes, we can. Like, listen, this podcast can easily turn into just a wrestling of all things podcast, even though we kind of do that anyway. But yeah, check back with us after Money in the Bank.
Yeah,
we will have a full rundown, and we'll talk each title match, the ladder matches, and then we'll get into this discussion about is there just too much glut of talent on the WWE roster, because it feels like there is, and I think the Money in the Bank kind of covers for them because so many people can be in ladder matches, so they can get away with it this time. But guess what? It's going to change in another month when what's the next pay-per-view after this one? Is it Battleground?
Yeah,
Battleground. Yeah, Battleground, and then SummerSlam, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So they're slowly got to make some transitional moves here before people start checking out. So we'll leave you with that. So for me, KT,
Jonald Penn,
yo, 1, 2, 3
count nation.
Peace, y'all.